I get it now. Hey everyone, it's me, the Otaku Fagro here, and today we are going to talk about Heaven Official Blessing. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe in this video. It helps me out a lot, takes you 5 seconds, costs you nothing. So our Heaven's Official Blessing, or whatever you want to call it, or the Chinese name that I'm not going to try to pronounce, because that's going to be the theme of this video, trying to pronounce the correct names of these guys. And I'm gonna fail horribly at it, but that's okay. Let's just dive into how I felt about this show, and it's currently ongoing with its season 2, but oh man, do I have some feelings about this show. So I had tried to watch this show a few years back when it first came out on Netflix. I couldn't get into it. There was just something about it that was just like, this feels so cartoony and kind of like a child show. Like, I didn't even finish the first episode back then. So I said, nah. Crunchyroll then put the entire first season English dubbed and also in the Chinese version on Crunchyroll. So I said, let's try it again. Why not? I watched 4 episodes and I didn't get it still. I was like, I don't get it. Why do people like this show? I don't understand. Why do people like this series? And then I made it to episode 5. I'm going to reenact for you how my experience watching episode 5 went for you. So take a look at that.
Depends on
Oh, he's really hot.
What was he like as a human? Not pleasant, that's for sure. What does he look like? What would be ideal?
Sir, please. Oh, so they're gay. Yeah. There was the hook, line, and sinker for me. I was like, now I get it. These bitches gay. But also, Sunlung, that dude's hot as fuck. The way they introduced him, I was like, well, now I understand. 1, he's really hot. 2, they're gay. And then I started watching the rest of the first season, and then it just got better and better from there. Hualian and Sunlung, I ship it so hard, and we're supposed to, which is good. I did still have some problems with the first season, mostly on the side of the way the comedy was presented did still feel a little childish, but you know, I can forgive that because of how good the show actually is, and it was still kind of funny, but it was also just the way they presented some of the comedy scenes was kind of like, but it's fine. And the English dub, all the actors, main characters did a good job. However, I did have qualms with side characters. That random villager who brought that old man in towards the end of the first season and went like,
God! Hey, God! God!
what was that direction on that voice line? Like, hello? But our main characters, Hualian and Sunlung, and I don't know how to pronounce his other name, Huacheng, I don't know. Look, I'm butchering all these names and I'm so sorry. I don't know how to speak Chinese. I'm American, okay? I watch anime. I know how to pronounce those names. This is my first ever Chinese animation, okay? I'm sorry. I don't know how to say Chinese names, but I'm trying, okay? I'm trying. Let's dive into what this show is a little bit about, even though you probably watching this have already seen it. Basically, we have our main character, Hualian, who is basically a god, essentially, but like he was a human before, but like he's ascended 3 times because things happened apparently that they haven't quite explained all of it, and season 2 is kind of diving into that, I believe, at the current time. Basically known as a god that's not a good god, so he wants to change that, sort of, because he gets this debt put on him and everything, which gets paid off very easily, but along him trying to do all these good things down on Earth, we get to meet his love interest, Sunlung, or look, sometimes I just like to call him Sexy Pirate Man, okay, because we know what he looks like later, so it's like, I know you're not really a pirate, but you got like the vibe of one, so you're Sexy Pirate Man, okay? For the video, I'm just gonna call him Sunlung because I actually know how to say that one. I sort of know how to say his other name, but at the same time, I'm like, I feel like I'm butchering it so bad, and at this time, I'm just not gonna look up a clip of how to say it, so I'm just like, Sunlung. That's your name, because that's easy to say. I didn't get it, you know? I watched the show, and then I got it, and I was like, great. And now I'm in the deep end of it because I've looked up all of these things. I'm watching like music videos of these 2 characters, and I do know some spoilers from the manhwa, I believe is what they call these things. And the show is called a Donghua. I'm gonna butcher the hell out of these names, but hey, that's okay. I'm trying at least. As the English dub has gone on, for season 2, it's been fantastic all across the board. Side characters actually have like emotion in their voice and actually like, I don't know why the first season was like that with the side characters. Even some of the main characters had some scenes where it's like, I feel like you should have said that differently, but I'm not the director of the show or whatever, so I have no say in that, but that's okay. And they even still kind of do that in season 2 a little bit. Maybe there's just like something going on with like how the Chinese say it, and so they think, oh, we should kind of keep the same tonal of our voice the same way they do. I don't know. I thought of watching it in the Japanese version, but they don't have that on Crunchyroll for some reason. They only have the English dub and the Chinese version, which I don't really understand why they don't have the Japanese version. I'm assuming licensing issues? I have no idea. And I thought of watching in Japanese because Jun Fukuyama voices Sanlang, but then at that point I was already like halfway through season 1. I just said, it's fine, I'll just finish it in the dub. And honestly, I believe the name of the guy who voices Sanlang is James Creek, I think. And that dude, his voice, beautiful. Mwah. Love it. It's so good. It's so good. And apparently he also has read the original like stuff, and he's like the script writer for the dub, I believe. So he knows, like he kind of knows what's going on and like how things are supposed to be. So that's good. When you have someone like that working on a series, then you know it's in good hands. And I'm telling you, man, they go hard in season 2, and that's not an innuendo like that one innuendo with the dice. Oh my, I was not expecting that. When I was losing my mind over that. I was like, I can't believe they actually said that. And another thing I couldn't actually believe that Xilian, how the fuck you say his name, said, we'll call him Pookie. It's funny because I was like, what nickname can I give him so I don't butcher his name in Chinese? Pookie. Because I've seen some TikToks. I couldn't even believe that he said he got like, or he couldn't get it up, or he couldn't get a fucking like thing. And I was like, okay. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure you got one later in that same episode, or it was like the episode, I don't remember, when you were doing the dice scene, sir, but okay. The whole show so far has been really fun to watch, and I like the dynamic of Xilian and Sanlang because it's this like vibe of like, what it reminds me of is something like, hey, it's a forbidden love. It literally is. Not just because they're gay, but just because of like, one's a god, and essentially Sanlang is kind of like the devil or a demon, but they call him a ghost, whatever the heck, and I'm like, yeah, he's basically a demon, guys. You know, it's like a god and a demon, you know? But they call him a ghost king thing, so it's like, okay, whatever, but you're basically sort of like a demon. I love their relationship. Even like some of the side characters too, like the two guys who hang around Xilian, how do you say his name? Gosh, I'm gonna butcher it every time. I don't remember their names, but like those, the two, the names escape me. Oh, and Windmaster, because I don't remember how to pronounce his name, and I'm not going to try. I love that character. He's so great. I love how he has his two forms, and it's like, oh, I get what you're trying to do here with this character. I love that. It's great. It's amazing. I love him. Or her, whichever form you're currently looking at, you know, when they're around. But the whole thing has just been so gay. Like, it's so gay without being gay, and it sucks that they have to do censorship because it's a Chinese animation, because I've heard they've already censored one thing, and I'm like, ugh, how are we gonna get to certain things later, sir? But I have fallen in love with this series, and it's so bad already because it's like, I'm going to a convention next week. I'll be at Anime Frontier next week, and I know I'm gonna spend a lot of money on merch of this show. I have a problem, but it's okay. I just kind of wanted to talk about it and how I've like dived into the deep end of this show, and I've fallen in love with it. I've fallen in love with it a lot, and that's a good thing, but it's also a problem because now I'm like, I want to go read like the novels, and I want to buy all the merch. I need more of this. I do hope we eventually get a season 3 whenever season 2 ends. I think it was a 3-year gap between season 1 and season 2, so hopefully it won't be that long for season 3, but if it is, I guess I'll just go read the novels and then wait for that, because the novels barely just ended, like the official English translation like a few days ago. So I was like, well, dang, you know, I'm kind of getting in here on time, you know, with this show, which is great. I just kind of wanted to sit down and just have a talk with you guys about how I've fallen into the rabbit hole that is Heaven's official blessing. So what do you guys think of the show? And if you haven't watched it yet, please go do so. And please, all the fans of this show, just come and talk to me about it, because I would love to talk about it more, because I love it. It's just so good. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye!